I do wish you would knock. I would think you'd be better behaved after the embarrassment you went through last time. Regardless, I assume you've received my summons? Very good. I happen to be completely ahead on everything today. Tomorrow's column has been completed, and I've run all of the errands I needed to, so we may begin right away. I've actually brought out some scrolls and books for you to look over as well. You may bring them home with you to study. I've consulted Lisa, and she seems to trust you enough to bring them back on time. You've never returned a book late? Not once? Your time management must be impeccable. I suppose I have noticed that in your visits. Come, we will begin this way. You did bring your notes from your previous lesson, correct? Perfect. Now, let me review where we left off. I see. It appears we completed half of the core zodiac signs, our last being Cancer. Next will be Leo. What a strong opening sign. Are you ready? Right then. Your writing instruments are on the table, as they were last time. Oh, where to begin with Leo? I suppose we could begin by knowing it's represented by a lion. As you know, lions are very fierce animals, and they share many similarities. They are vivacious, bold, and passionate. They are fire signs, and you can absolutely tell. They love to bask in their own glory and celebrate themselves. Their confidence knows no bounds, which leads to their greatest flaw, their ego. Without learning to balance, they become egoistic, possessive, self-centered, and dominant. They make wonderful leaders when they learn to humble themselves. I have some literature for you to look through on regards of each of the signs. I can direct you to the Leo scripts. Of course. Here we are. Here we are. It shows diagrams and charts regarding each of the signs. You won't know what all of this means yet, but we can discuss further once you grasp the basics. That leads us to our next sign, Virgo. Virgos are historically represented by the goddess of wheat and agriculture, and are associated with the element of earth. This association is connected to the deeply rooted presence in the material world. They are logical, practical, and systemic in their lives, but they have a deep sense of humanity which allows for them to care for others in a way that many other signs are just not able to. They tend to be gentle and nurturing with those around them, and act as a great beam of support. That aside, they are their own worst enemies. They are perfectionists and will tear themselves apart over the slightest details. They also are not quick to trust and often doubt others. This can lead to a life of isolation. The worst part of that is that a Virgo would hardly see anything wrong with the solitude. Oh, and you think you could handle a lifetime of solitude? I find that hard to believe. Moving on, we go to the Libra. It's an air sign that is represented by the only inanimate object in the zodiac, scales. This represents the reflection of a Libra's fixation on balance and harmony. They are obsessed with symmetry and strive to make perfect equilibrium in every aspect of their lives. This leads to an abnormal amount of self-pity, grudge-holding, and distaste for conflict. They are people-pleasers and desire acceptance. They can be very intellectual and adore connoisseurship. To make a complete turn, we now take a look at our next sign, Scorpios. They are extremely deep and emotional in everything they do. They are natural leaders and can be very serious. They are a very interesting sign due to how intense they can be. Their ambition, determination, bravery, and honesty make for an incredible mix. More often than not, once they reach for something, they don't hold back. they will run into danger without a second thought. Looking at that, you could gather that they are very stubborn and ruthless. They also can be very cunning and manipulative. This sign has many layers, so it's always best not to underestimate them or talk down to them. You're parched? I do believe I have some wine somewhere. Or would you prefer water? I can show it to you. Unfortunately, this space isn't very big, but that does lead to a very short walk when I need anything. No, it isn't behind that door. I'm convinced you just like fooling with me. That's the closet door you almost left out of last time you were here. Your memory better not be so awful, or else I may be wasting my time. You could have fooled me. I'm only joking. Please, follow me. It's just beyond this table to the left. I may have some myself as well, though it is barely noon. I suppose it can be a treat of sorts today, since I've completed everything I had on my docket. What happened to the life of simplicity? I still actively live it. This wine was actually a gift from a client. I haven't had the time or the reason to open it until now. My field of expertise is outside of the realm of wine, though. Perhaps you know something of its characteristics or worth? I thought not. But you do come bearing pleasantly surprising knowledge sometimes. I suppose I'll find out for myself, though. Perhaps next time I should refer to Deluc for that kind of question. Though, it's difficult to find him sometimes. He can be a hard man to reach once it gets dark, and during the day, he runs the tavern, or is supervising the winery. I suppose all of us are preoccupied in our own ways. Well, to your hard work and dedication in astrology. Your hard work deserves a toast, does it not? That's what I thought. Oh my. That is, a unique taste indeed. Let's make our way back to studying. Come. Now, I believe we left off on Sagittarius, correct? Right then. This star sign is a stark change from the Scorpio. The Sagittarius is optimistic, loves freedom, and is fair-minded, with a good sense of humor. They are very friendly, and are often known to have many friends and acquaintances. They are considered by some to be the best conversationalists in the zodiac. They do have a few weaknesses, just as everyone else, though. They lack patience and tact, and have an inability to fulfill promises. They also tend to be a bit nosy and overly energetic. There's a very long passage about them here in this book, if you'd like to take a look. Of course. Allow me to help find it for you, though. These books have index sections that can be a tad confusing to navigate for someone who's never read things in its series. Here we are. This should have extra information on this specific star sign. The series it belongs to is separated by not only individual zodiac signs, but by several other factors, which makes navigating the series more difficult than it should be. Embarrassingly enough, Lisa was the one who made it perfectly clear to me. That was long ago, though. No need to bring it up now. Let's just move on to the next sign. Capricorn. This sign is the ultimate worker. They're ambitious, practical, and goal-oriented, and they love to, as I've been told, hustle? They don't mind giving things up if it means they will reach their goal. They also like making their own rules, which leads them to strive for higher work positions. This does lead them to become irritable sometimes, though. They are also prone to holding grudges and become very short-tempered. Speaking of that, I'm feeling a bit ill-tempered now that I look at my books. My shelves are in disarray and so disorganized. I don't know how they managed to get this way. What? Me? I am a responsible book owner and would never leave them in such disarray. Regardless, leaving them in this state would only slow my future work. I believe we've completed all of the major zodiac signs, so that is a good stopping place for today. Make sure to take any notes you have and any literature you'd like to take. Do not forget to return it, or it'll be your head. Those would be Lisa words, not my own. That is, until I mentioned it was you. She seemed much more lenient after that. Anywho, take this, and this, and this, and this, and this. It won't hurt to have it anyway. With that, I believe I can send you off. More to learn. Absolutely. You would have enough to study for decades. But I won't make you do that if you don't want to. As I've stated before, I'm already thankful that you stayed focused for more than just a handful of minutes. So, if you were to decide that you wanted to learn more, you don't have to hesitate to find me. I will teach you everything your mind can take in. Now, off you go. I can't have you distracting me while I organize these. I'm not sure if it's appropriate to share this with you, so I won't. But I do believe I'm starting to understand the complexities of this wine. It's very bold, and you can taste notes of spice as you swallow. Very intriguing indeed. I do wish you to travel safely, though, and take care of those scripts and books. Bye-bye now. Hey guys, this is GentleGF. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. It was the first 2-part audio I've ever made, so if you guys like this one, I would love to do more like it. So go ahead and let me know your ideas in the comments. While you're there, go ahead and hit like and subscribe, and take a look at my Twitter and my Ko-fi page. Both links are in the description. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to see you next release. Mwah!